Hey folks, it's me, Michael Bach, your diversity dude, and this is Monday Morning Musings. At the beginning of the pandemic, I was much more tolerant of people's BS. I mean, it was a pandemic. We were all freaking out. We didn't know what it meant. We didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know how many people were going to die. We were seeing reports every day that showed that, potentially millions of people in Canada, let alone around the world, were going to get infected and potentially die. It was a scary time. So when people were saying stupid things like it's the Chinese virus, I was at least a little bit more forgiving. It's almost the end of April. I'm a little less forgiving at this point, but lo and behold, it happened again. I came across an article last week. I'll post the link down below, but the headline is Scheer, conservative leadership candidates refrain from criticizing MP accused of racist comments. So apparently a guy named Derek Sloan, an MP, who obviously he's really important because no one's ever heard of him. Anyway, he is from Ontario, and he said that he thinks that Dr. Theresa Tam, who is Canada's chief medical officer, is a pawn for China. Apparently, in one video, he asks, does she work for Canada or for China? Now, if you have a brain in your head, you can Google it and realize that, yes, Tam is of Chinese descent. She was born in Hong Kong. She grew up in England, but she got her education here in Canada. She went to university in Alberta and British Columbia. So why do you think she's a pawn of China? She has more ties to England than she would to China. But here you are, Mr. Sloan, with your thinly veiled dog whistle nonsense, accusing her of being a pawn for China. She has done an exceptional job as the Chief Medical Officer of Health for Canada. She has given great advice to the Prime Minister, who has also done an excellent job, as has every premier in the province. And shame on you for pulling this political stunt in the middle of a time when people are dying. If this guy becomes the leader of the Conservative Party, well, fantastic, because it means that Trudeau gets another 4 years. The worst part, though, the part I'm having the most problem with, is Andrew Scheer and the leadership of the Conservative Party of Canada not speaking out against his racist, xenophobic comments. That tells me everything I need to know about Scheer and the current leadership of the Conservative Party. I long for the days of the progressive Conservative Party. Before Harper, before the Christian Reform, when Canadians cared about one another. Shame on you all for not speaking out. It's reprehensible, and you should all be ashamed of yourself. The other thing I wanted to mention very quickly is in this COVID-19 24/7 world, last week I completely forgot to mention the tragedy that struck in Nova Scotia. Some 20 plus people, 22 people, I think, have been killed as a consequence of the rampage of one man. And my heart goes out to the families and friends of all those people, but also all Nova Scotians who are now living with the trauma of a mass murder in their backyard. My deepest and sincerest condolences for such a tragedy. I hate to think of what we're going to find out about the shooter and why he did it. I fear that it will be somehow related to severe mental illness. And that, again, speaks out about the need for comprehensive services in this country for people living with mental illness. But no matter what you chalk it up to it's a tragedy, plain and simple. So my hearts and thoughts are with you all. That's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're safe and healthy. Please remember to subscribe to my channel by clicking on the link and like the video if you enjoyed it. And if you didn't, yeah, just don't bother. And why did you watch to the end if it was that bad? I don't get it. Remember to connect with me on social media. I am at DiversityDudeMB, and you can also connect with CCDI's social media channels. They're at CCDI Social. Remember to check out the podcast, Talking to Canadians. So much fun, something to do while you're gardening in the backyard, which hopefully will be happening soon. You can get it wherever you get your podcasts, or also go to talkingtocanadians.ca and you can find the links there. Thanks so much again, and I hope you have a fabulous week. I'll see you next week for another episode of Monday Morning Musings. Bye.